What up, everybody, on this wonderful Wednesday? This is your boy Capree Classic, and you're tuned in to the Capree Classic Show, and you're listening to WGODradio.net, the number one internet radio station in the world.
In the world, Craig!
What up, though?
What up, dog?
We are here. Yes, we are a few minutes late. You know, technology is our best friend and our worst enemy. You know how I go. But we here. We are here. MD is behind the board.
Yes, I am. And I washed my hands today. I got my hand sanitizer and Clorox.
You got clean hands on the board?
I got clean hands on the board.
That is hilarious. We are back again this week. This week we talk about current events. Current events. Well, I'm not going to tell you what the... Well, actually, I put it in on Facebook. But real quick, we're going to do the word of the day. And then we're going to jump into our current events. Before I get started with that, and those of you that's watching, and also you can tune in on WGOD. You can tune in WGOD. If you're not following the page, you need to follow it right now. Put it in the search, WGOD, and it's the logo with the pretty blue G in the circle. I mean, in the logo. I need you to follow that. And you can also give us a call at 313- was it 855-5737. You can give us a call if you want to be a part of the conversation. When I first got here, I yearned about 14 times. And I want to ask a question. What is the amount of sleep that you typically get in each night? I feel like I get maybe a good night. It's probably like 4 or 5 hours at best.
Really?
Yeah.
A good night for me is 7 to 8.
Really?
If I probably won't sleep all the way through.
Wow.
But I wake up every day at 3:30. So
wait, you
wake up every day at 3:30.
Every day?
Every single day.
Wait, is that your body clock or you set your alarm?
It's my body clock now.
Wow.
And if I get home at 1:30, yeah, it still wakes up at 3:30. And
wait. If you get home at 1:30 a.m.?
a.m., I still wake up at 3:30, but I just lay there and go back to sleep.
Wow.
Yeah, so 5 hours is 5 hours is my normal day. I can admit to that. Asleep. Kobe said he only did 4 hours of sleep a day.
I feel like a good night for me. I mean, there are times if I'm just extremely tired, I'll go well past the 4 or 5 hours. But it feels like every night I'm averaging about 5 hours of sleep.
Okay.
And I don't necessarily feel tired, but I feel like the older I get, the more I understand the importance of sleep. Like I used to didn't be a napper. I still don't necessarily lay down to take naps. But if I stop moving long enough in the middle of the day, a nap is definitely about to happen.
Okay.
Now I don't purposely plan to take one, but they definitely happen.
They say they be in the program.
Not mine. It just so happens to happen.
I tell you what, I agree. But I'm just going to give you 3 warnings of snacking that'll make you go to sleep. Starburst, a whole pack of Starburst.
Will make you go to sleep?
You almost cussed. Yeah. And McDonald's breakfast.
McDonald's breakfast will cause you to go to sleep.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? It's funny. And me and you talked yesterday as far as some health things, but I really didn't realize how important sleep really is. Because when we were younger, you can function off of 2 or 3 hours of sleep.
You said the key word.
When we were younger.
I said word. Not when we younger. Just younger. Yes.
But I really didn't. It never registered that sleep is just as important as how you eat. Yeah. And your workout regimen and all of that stuff. I'm
surprised that you could breathe. God said he rested a whole day.
Well, rest is not the same thing as sleep, though.
Yes, it is.
No.
It can be.
It can.
Yeah.
It can correlate.
I like the way you use the word correlate. Okay.
It can correlate, but
correlate.
It doesn't.
I like to correlate.
It doesn't. I know for me. For me,
yeah.
I can feel rested and not get a lot of sleep.
Yeah, but you functional.
I don't know.
I put it like this.
Like I can, like for me, I don't have to be laying down to feel like I'm resting.
Right, but you resting your body.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, if you go to sleep, that's 100%. If you resting, that's 50. You get it? If you relax.
Okay, but what about those that even when they're asleep, their mind is still going?
They have problems like me.
You know what I'm saying? And especially like creatives. It's right. Like they don't necessarily really get to turn their mind down, turn it off.
That's why they be sick.
So how does how does rest correlate with somebody that don't know how to shut their mind off?
So here's the thing. I'm going to ask you a question. Have you ever met a healthy creative at the age of 50?
At the age of 50? No. There's far and few in between. Yeah.
You be sitting up there like, well,
right.
You know what? No, I don't know nobody.
Right.
Yeah, because I was discussing with you about my kidneys, and I just found out how important water is to your kidneys. And you know what? The funny part is, I had almost 8 of my friends that passed from kidney failure.
Wow.
And that's why I always, every time my doctor be like, well, you need to come in and take another test. She like, Miles, I mean today.
Right.
I'll be right there. Cause
that's funny.
My friend Carlos, rest his soul, he just stood up one day and said, oh man, he said, I'm okay. It's just that my kidneys might, and his kidneys fell right there, and he died right there 5 minutes later.
That's crazy.
So that's crazy. So
that's crazy.
I'd be scared.
Shout out to everybody that's watching right now. Mike Jones. Red. Victor Bean, what up? Asante. Hey, Asante made a good point. He said, when I think of rest, I think of having inner peace and feeling settled / content.
That's dope.
Yeah. And that actually, it's funny you say that, Tay, because that's pretty much what I was going to talk about with the word of the day.
Because meditation do help a lot of people.
It do. Actually.
I can't do it. I live off the freeway.
I don't necessarily. Well, I mean, meditation. Yeah. I kind of feel like I don't, quote unquote, meditate, but there are times I can just sit and just
go in the night somber.
You know what I'm saying? And just, you know what I'm saying, you're not really thinking about nothing. You just kind of enjoying. Like me, I can sit by water all day. I can literally sit by water all day.
I can't.
And I'm good.
The Detroit River water?
It don't even matter.
It's too many mosquitoes,
it don't even matter.
Spiders, and bees off of the Detroit River. And plus,
no, I have it. But I'm pretty sure if that was my last option, I would take my chances on the mosquitoes and bees.
Where do you go sit by the water?
All the way up until probably.
Come on, where?
Oh, where?
Yeah.
There's a place off of Southfield and Jefferson.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta talk off air on that one because I need to know one about that one.
Yep.
Okay.
Now it's another one in Novi I haven't been to, but my cousin has been there a couple of times. I saw a couple of pictures.
Told you about it.
Yeah, I heard that's a dope spot. But now I used to go to Shane Park all the time and sit on the rocks. But now it's closed off, so you can't even get over there like that.
Oh, really? I just mean because of the people.
Nah, you can't even get over there. Like I used to literally go and sit on the rocks, like to the point where I could put my feet
in the water. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but they shut that down. So that was my spot. So now I go Southfield and Jefferson.
Okay.
Yep. I'm on the same page, bro. So my salvation still works. Tarantes, what up? Dario, what's going on?
To my salvation. What is he calling his salvation? Nah, man, I don't even want to know.
Hey, real talk. Don't be basing your salvation off of me, man. I'm trying just like you.
Okay.
I'm still trying just like you.
Okay.
So the word of the day, It's coming out of John 14:27, and this is Jesus speaking. He says, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. Not as the world gives, do I give it to you. Do not let your heart be troubled, nor let it be fearful." So, I was thinking this morning.
That's John 14.
John 14:27. I was thinking. No, that's just a joke. No, I got you, bro. I was thinking this morning on where I'm at in life, as far as my emotional state. Because things happen in life, and sometimes you can control it, and there's a whole lot of stuff in life it's just completely out of your control. And I was sitting there thinking about where am I emotionally? Am I emotionally stable? And I remember probably a year and a half ago, I made some decisions, and my basis was peace at all costs. That was my mantra, and until today, I still feel like that. If it's not regarding peace, I don't want to have nothing to do with it. And I think a lot of people say that, but I think they don't really understand what that really means. And I thought about this scripture because I think to a certain point we all have what the concept of peace is, but I don't think we all understand the different variances of peace. And this scripture is saying, Jesus is talking to his disciples, but of course he's talking to us too. And he's saying, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you, not as the world gives to you." So here he's pretty much saying that there's a peace that he has for us, and then there's a peace that the world tells you is obtainable. And I think when we consider what peace is, a lot of us consider peace in terms of not being bothered or not being agitated or not being frustrated or not being irritated with a lot of things that goes on in life. But a lot of those things are connected to what's happening in our life.
Yes.
So if all of our bills is paid and we got a few extra dollars, we cool. You know what I'm saying? If we got a nice circle of friends and, we're not beefed out with nobody else, you know what I'm saying, we cool. If we can go to work and we ain't got no issues with coworkers and we ain't got no issues with our superiors, our bosses and managers and supervisors, you know what I'm saying, everything is cool. But then there's another fraction of people that understand, and I'm trying to get here, that peace doesn't necessarily means that if those things are happening to you, that you still can't have peace. There's a difference between being affected and being infected. And a lot of times when you start talking about peace, there are a lot of things that happens, because here's what I've been accused of, and I say this all the time. People accuse me of being just super positive and nothing goes wrong and everything is fine and I'm blah blah, and that's not necessarily true. Everything is not always good. I do get agitated. I do get irritated. There are times I do cuss people out. There are times I do say what I got to say, and I what I'm saying, and I get mad, and I be in my feelings for a second, So I'm nothing's just always okay. That ain't how I roll. Everything ain't always okay. But I don't sit in those feelings. And I think a lot of times what happens is when people sit in those feelings, that's when you become infected by what's happening around you. And what happens is we start allowing the things that happen to us start to shape our thoughts and our opinions and our reactions to everything that's going around us. So one little thing can happen, and now you have a negative energy about everything. You know what I'm saying? You start looking at everybody funny. You start saying that everybody is doing this and everybody is out to get you, when everybody is you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's not the purpose of why things happen to you. Things don't happen to you and around you to get you to see it like it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
It doesn't is negative stuff is not happening to you to turn on your negative sensor and filter and to try to and now you sending everything through that filter, because everything that happens to you isn't negative. Even if it's not good for you, it's not necessarily negative.
Negative, right. Sometimes people just be so damn sensitive.
Yeah. And the problem is you can be peaceful and still not be ignorant. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're living in a peaceful state, that don't mean that you're ignoring everything that's happening around you. You know what I'm saying? You just oblivious. Nothing is wrong and nothing is happening. And it's never raining on my side of the street. It's always sun shining on my side of the street. You know what I'm saying? That's not what peace is. Peace is being able to understand that, yes, this is happening to me. This is a bad time. This is a bad season. This is a bad situation. But I'm not going to let this situation dictate how I think about the bigger picture.
Right.
That's what peace is. But a lot of times we don't realize we can be peaceful and still be agitated and still address things that's not right or that we don't like. We can still have an attitude about things that we don't like and still be peaceful.
And still be all right with it. Like it's
and
okay to be okay.
Peace.
Right. Kissy, what's her name? Kissy Pooh?
Yeah, Kissy.
Kissy said sometimes you just gotta grow.
Yep. Absolutely. I agree.
I totally agree with you.
I agree.
So what do you say to people who say, ain't nothing but the devil working? I've been like, no, that's just you not working hard enough.
And sometimes it is. But here's the thing. When people say that, the first thing, well, let me say this for a believer. For a believer, those that say that the devil is working, he had to get permission. That's number one. He had to get permission. He's not just out here just willy-nilly just coming up with stuff and doing stuff. Everything that happens to us is allowed. And if it's allowed, that means there's something in us that's greater than what's happening to us to help us to overcome whatever the issue or situation is. Now, there are some times, I don't want to say sometimes, there are a lot of times I think too we don't understand that we're reaping what we've put out there. So yeah, the devil can be coming up with all kind of situations and stuff. That's true. Sometimes you just getting back what you put out there. So it's not necessarily the enemy is trying to attack you. He's always trying to attack you. But there are some instances where you planted that seed and now it's coming back for its harvest. And we think just because we hear the good side of reaping and sowing, that there is no negative side to it too. You know? And so we have to be careful. And I say all the time, and I say it, and there are times I still struggle to do it. Everything we do is to see. Every situation is ground. I've said this, I'm pretty sure, a few times. I'll say it again. Every situation is ground. How we respond to it is our seed. Everything that happens to us in life is ground. Everything. How we respond to that is our seed. So however you respond to that situation, however you respond to that person, however you respond to whatever it is, that's your seed. And at some point, that seed is going to come up. So if somebody came at you the wrong way and you feel justified in coming back at them the same way they came back at you, that's cool. But just know that seed is going to come up. And it's going to come up probably at a very bad time. That's going to test you. It's going to test you. And you don't want to respond the wrong way. And you could be responding the wrong way to somebody that's ready to bless you.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? We live in the tick for tack world now. I'm only going to love people that love me. I'm only going to be nice to people that's nice to me. I'm only going to bless people that bless me. Nah. If you want to live that kind of life, feel free. But according to the Bible, you don't get credit for loving those that only love you. You don't get credit for only being a blessing to those that's a blessing to you. You don't get credit for that.
That's almost like cheating.
Not the Bible that I read.
Right, but that's almost like cheating according to the Bible. It's like, okay, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Bible told us to love our enemies.
Yeah.
The Bible says if somebody slap you, turn the other cheek.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? No, I'm sure a lot of us struggle with that. I do. I don't think I'll be able to turn the other cheek if you slap me.
You heard Toby Nwigwe record, right?
Who?
Toby Nwigwe. Try Jesus. Don't try me. Cause I throw them hands. Cause I throw them hands.
Facts.
That's one video I really. Yeah. Okay. You ain't never heard that record?
No.
Try Jesus. Oh,
if I have, it sounds corny.
No.
So really, I'm pretty sure I didn't pay it no attention if I did.
When I tell you, it's really good. But yeah,
it probably is.
It's about that battle right there.
But yeah, but that's the kind of world we live in now. We live in a world now where I'm only going to put out what I get back. And that's not, as a believer, that's just not how we are to operate. Because if that was the case, there would have been no 12 disciples. Because all of them had issues. All of them had something that agitated or irritated Jesus. But he kept them close to help us understand how we're supposed to deal with people in relationship. Mm-hmm. And just because they have a flaw in them or something they don't like, that doesn't mean that we just get to come back at them just because, you know what I'm saying? Right. That's not how that, no, that's not how that works. That's not how that works. So we have to be careful how we respond, not just to people, but how we respond to things we deal with and things we go through. You know, even down to, you know, health challenges. You know, me and Miles was talking yesterday, you know, and we both dealing with some health challenges. And you can look at him like, well, man, the enemy is attacking my body. No, not really. You put some bad stuff in your body. You don't take care of your body. So no, the enemy is not attacking your body. Right. Sometimes you're attacking your body by what you do to it. So everything ain't the enemy. And I saw somebody put, yes, my sis, Talia, she said, sometimes we give the devil too much credit. We do. A lot of times we put stuff on him and he ain't really had nothing to do with it.
That's why I love my TV show.
It's us.
I love the TV show Lucifer. One day on the crime scene, she was like, the devil is a liar. He was like, no, I am not.
He is, but he didn't lie at that time. Right. He didn't lie about you. He didn't even say nothing about you. He didn't even say nothing. That's your friend lying on you. That's you lying about you. Right, you know, sometimes we can lie about stuff concerning us and there ain't even no reason to. Kizzy said Peter's fighting tail got on Jesus' last nerve. Absolutely. Peter fighting tail got on Jesus' last nerve. Peter was a fighter. Yeah. Peter was a fighter. I think Peter was a fighter and a cusser. Peter was cussing everybody out.
I'll be damned.
Fighting everybody. Denied Jesus 3 times. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus said he was going to do it.
He told him he was going to do it.
Yeah.
He told Judas, hurry up and do what you're going to do. Which was turn me in.
Yeah, so you can do what you got to do.
But he kept him at the table. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We be ready to kill. Oh, for real? You gonna snitch on me? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We said snitches get stitches.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was like, nope, stay there. Keep eating. Drink up.
But
Drink up.
I think everybody have 12 disciples around them.
No, I don't know if they got 12.
I mean, be about 12. They don't have to be sitting at the table with them, but they be around.
Nah, I ain't got 12.
You probably got rid of them quicker. You Jesus' best friend. You and Jesus run together. Jesus be like, hey man, don't do what I did. You like, you know what? Thanks, buddy.
Bruh, I wish.
Jesus be like,
The only thing that made me Jesus' best friend right now is I'm still here. That's it.
That's a great start.
That's it. Because trust me, he could have got rid of me a long time ago.
Wow.
A long time ago. But yeah, we definitely have to be careful of how we characterize our state of peace and what we think peace means. Peace doesn't mean silence.
No.
Peace doesn't mean conformity.
No.
Peace doesn't mean that you can't be I don't want to say combative because that comes off negative.
Yeah, it can.
But you don't have to settle for what you don't like. That's not what peace is. Peace is not going into a shell and just not responding. That's not peace.
Yeah, I agree.
That's not peace. That's not peace. Actually, the Bible talks about if you have an ought against a brother, that you go and talk to them before you talk to me. Don't pray to me if you can't talk to your brother and your sister. That's being peaceful. And I think a lot of times we think just because we have a foregone conclusion on how we think the conversation is going, that excuses us from not having those conversations. You know what I'm saying? Well, I ain't about to say nothing to them because they gonna take it the wrong way, and they gonna, you know what I'm saying, they gonna twist my words around, and they gonna,
yeah, that'd be us trying to come up with a whole conclusion.
And I would admit that's me. Now I don't have problem with confrontation at all. You know what I'm saying? If we got an issue, let's just deal with it. Let's talk about it. But at the same time, a lot of times you feel like you're not going to get anywhere with certain conversations. And when you feel like you're not going to get anywhere with certain conversations, you back out. You tend to back out, and you're like, you know what? I'm not going to even waste my time. But we have to understand that's still not being peaceful.
Yeah, and it's not helpful to the conversation.
Right. It's not being peaceful because nothing is resolved. Peace means there's a resolve. It doesn't necessarily mean there's a finish, but there's a resolve to it. You're resolved in the fact that, no, this is not working in my favor, right, but I'm not going to lose sleep about it because I can't control it.
Right. I can't control
That's peace.
Sleep.
Peace is, I know this is not working out for me now, but I'm not about to let it infect me. It's affecting me, but I'm not going to let it infect me, which means I'm not going to let it start to disturb other areas in my life, because that's what an infection does. You can be affected, and it stirs up your emotions, and it stirs up, you know what I'm saying, certain feelings. That's when you're affected. When you're infected, it starts to move. It starts to go from feeling to reaction, and now you're saying stuff you shouldn't be saying, and now you're spreading venom that you shouldn't be, and now you have a negative perspective about everything. That's when you don't want what you're dealing with to infect you. It's okay for it to affect you, but it shouldn't be infecting, because now when you're infecting, now you're able to put those perspectives and those feelings off on other people.
Right.
And infection spread.
Like viruses.
Yeah. Infection spread.
Yeah.
It's okay to feel what you feel, but when you start passing those feelings on to other people, now you're infecting other people.
That's a good word of the day.
So be careful. Be careful when you start talking about peace, because I think a lot of times we we speak peace, but we don't necessarily act in peace.
No, we don't.
And that's not the same thing.
Great word of the day, brother.
All right. So I don't know if I want to talk about R. Kelly first or Kelly Price. Actually, let's hit Kelly Price first real quick, because I have a thought about R. Kelly. And I think I put on Facebook, I wanted to talk about his situation, and then I wanted to talk about the R. Kelly in us. Because all of us have a bit of R. Kelly in us.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, let's get this right. You talking about fires, we gotta use the bathroom a lot?
You said what?
Fires, we gotta use the bathroom.
What?
Fires, we gotta pee. I'm just sleeping. Okay.
So let me talk. Let me talk about.
I'm sorry.
Let's talk about Kelly Price first. So for those of you that don't know, and I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this because I don't. First of all, I don't know her, at all. We only know what we know through the media. But there was a headline that popped up that said Kelly Price is missing. And Kelly Price, a missing person report was filed on her. Okay. Come to find out that she wasn't missing. She was, I don't want to say put away. She wasn't put away, but she was secluded to recover and recoup from having COVID. Now, I think, first of all, we pray that she is recuperating and she's healing, because those that have had COVID, thank God, I've never had it. I've never experienced it. There's a couple of scares. I had to take tests because I was around people, that had it. But I've tested, and every time I've tested, it came back negative. So thank God I've never had to deal with it or experience it. But I do know a ton of people that have had it, and the side effects and the ongoing health challenges are very vast. For some people, it is, they don't have taste and they don't have smell for a long time. But other than that, they're pretty much fine. There are some people, I know one of the mothers in our church, they, not a mother. She's not a mother. She's not that old.
You trying to give people age?
I called her a mother. She is not a mother.
She could be a mother.
She's not a mother in the church. She's seasoned, but she's not that far up there. But she has an issue with remembering.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? She had, you have to say things multiple times for her to remember it. And then sometimes, yeah. And so, you have that angle. You have people that still have shortness of breath, and they can't breathe the way they used to.
And brain fog.
Yeah.
I still suffer from brain fog.
You know what I'm saying? So there are vast. So whatever her lingering issues and symptoms are, we pray that they go away and she's completely healed and recover from it. But I think one of the issues that I initially had was, I think the report said that family members they filed this report. Now, I don't know how true this is, but
the sister did.
The sister filed a report, and this is a sister that did not have a quote unquote good relationship with her, and they filed the report. Now, I don't understand how they didn't have to know where she was. But what I'm struggling with is what kind of relationship are we having when people are reaching out to you, whether they like you or not, whether you are on good terms or not. I don't understand what kind of relationships are we having to where we're ignoring people, especially family, when we're ignoring them because they haven't heard from us a single. Because truth be told, especially in the social media age, the very people that you don't like are probably the people that you're keeping up with the most. Now, I need somebody to help me understand that. You don't like me, but you still, and of course, you're not commenting and you ain't liking my pictures and you ain't doing all of that. You know what I'm saying? But you're constantly looking to talk about what you don't like. You're constantly on people's pages and you constantly screenshotting stuff and you sending messages and you look at this, you see that, look what she got on, look what he doing. But you know what I'm saying? If you don't like them, why are you giving them so much of your time and your energy? That's what I don't understand. Now going back to, I don't understand how is it that even if there isn't a good relationship, when you're dealing with something like this, because COVID for a lot of people is life and death. You know what I'm saying? Was it like that for everybody? No. But according to Kelly Price, according to her, she said she was up out of here. She said she died and she came back.
She said that.
That's what she said. She did an interview. You know, she had to make a statement because, you know, people was saying that she was missing and nobody heard from her and you know, and all of that. And I don't necessarily want to get into that, but I do want to talk about how do we get to a point where we let how we feel about certain people and certain situations that's going on cloud our judgment and our perceptions of what really matters. Because people, I mean, those that know me, you know, I'm a very family oriented person, but not to the point where I'm just going to drop and do, like, it's a weird dynamic for me when it comes to family. Right. You know, it's weird. Like, there are those that be like, I don't care what my family say, I'm riding with them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's how people get killed.
You know, I understand the logic behind it.
Right.
But if you're wrong, I can't ride with you like that.
True.
You know what I'm saying? No. And everything you say and do is not going to be right in my eyes. And I don't care what the relationship is. That's never been me. And right. It's probably never, ever going to be me. Now, will I team up with somebody else coming at you? Nah. I'm going to cover you.
Right.
But you best believe when that's over with and we get in the car or we get back to the house, I'm digging in your tail because we not, you know what I'm saying? We not, no. I think you had a situation and I don't want somebody to do that to me. I would want family
to check you.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody to be like, nah, if I know he ain't say that, blah, 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 blah. Okay, you can feel like that. But when we get back to the crib or get back to the car, you better be like, Capree, did you?
Yeah.
Did you?
Right.
Because I'm not about to be covering for you and you out here acting crazy.
And that's only good because people be having children. I told people, I told my boy a while ago, I said, man, you know what? Kids get adults in trouble a whole lot.
True.
A kid be like, he cussed at me. Mm-hmm. And we don't be thinking rationally. We just know you cussed at my child.
And that's it.
And that's it. We don't be realizing, I cuss at him too. You know what I mean? We don't be looking like, First I'd be like, what did he say? You know what I mean? Did he say some things that besmirch you? Come on in. Did he say anything to besmirch you or whatever? What was that? That's Isaiah. Isaiah is one of our interns. Yeah. The thing is, I think when you're dealing with children, you need to know exactly what was said. because a child, you be all on red flagging it. You mean fire, and then he be like, man, I didn't even cut. And then don't get a guy who like me, who's nonchalant, like, bro, I ain't cuss at your kid. You know what I mean? I told him to get the hell on right now. He's in the middle of the way. He's about to get crushed by a car.
Don't be cussing at my kid on me.
And then the woman to do it though, she come like, oh, you in all kind of MF words, and then the husband get into it. He's slow as hell. He come down there, man, look, man, I'm on dialysis right now. I don't even want to be fighting with people.
We're not even in a position to handle this, Deborah.
Right. So if you want to come down and get a cup of coffee and kick it with me,
right?
I didn't talk my way out of some things that.
But I think we have to be better in understanding not the status of relationships, but don't base all of your reactions off the status of a relationship. And I think a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, if we ain't messing with people or we don't like people, you know what I'm saying, it's like everything that they do is seen in a negative light.
I agree. You
know what I'm saying? And that's not always the case. There are well, no, I can't say that because I don't really have an issue with anybody.
I'm about to say you can't have an issue because you're Jesus' best friend.
No, I'm saying, well, I'll put it this way. I know of people that have issues with me. Okay. I don't let that deter because that's their issue.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's their issue. Okay. And if I've given you the opportunity to acknowledge it or deny it
or air it out
you know, and you tell me everything is cool, right? You know what I'm saying? Then I'm gonna take you at your word. Right. Now, everything that you do doesn't necessarily line up with what you just said. Right. But that's now at that point that's your issue because I gave you your opportunity.
You got pure opportunity.
Right. But just because I know you have an issue with me, that doesn't necessarily mean that if I know something that's going on in your life, that I'm not gonna see if you cool. Right. Okay. That I'm not gonna see. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? You know, if you're trying to sabotage some stuff, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can have an attitude, but if you just lost somebody that you was close to, you about to get a text from me like, "Hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? Everything good? You need anything?" Because we can't. At the end of the day, if we just depend on there are some people in our lives that are close to us that we don't hear from.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we get upset. You know what I'm saying? We expect certain people to call. We expect certain people to text. We expect certain people to reach out. And we get frustrated and mad when they don't. Yeah. So you can't expect, you know what I'm saying? There should be an expectation of if people know I'm dealing with something and I'm going through, I don't need to shut them out just because of what the relationship status is. It's okay if they call and be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? It's not a good day today, you know what I'm saying? But I'll make it. I'll be all right. Thank you for calling. Right. And that's it.
And I appreciate people like that. Instead of saying, man, you called me 2 times. What the hell you want? Well, bro, I just want to make sure you weren't dead.
Even if you don't want to talk, right. Don't answer the phone, but send a text back. Hey, I'm not in a position to talk right now, but I see that you called. If you're checking on me, I'm cool. I'm good. That's it. But we can't let these relationships, you know what I'm saying? Because at some point, people gonna stop calling.
Oh, yeah. And
you can't get mad because they're not calling, but when they did, you didn't want to answer or you didn't want to respond.
You know what? I had a friend. She's pretty cool with me. She broke her ankle, right? So I called her because she didn't answer my text. So I called and said, hey, I'm just calling to check and see if you need anything. I mean, man, she snapped off. I mean, no. I mean, my ankle broke. I mean, I need a new ankle. I had 3 people say they was going to do something for me. Nobody did nothing. But then she texted me back, like, you know what? I apologize. I was totally in the wrong for snapping back at you. Right. And I said no problem. Because I didn't feel no type of way. I understand how I feel if you just cannot move. And then that's something that's, that's crazy. We had like 8 more minutes.
Okay. Let me get through some of these comments. So, Stephanie, what's up, Steph? She said, I have a friend who had COVID, coded, and was in a coma. Life after COVID is life altering, and they don't want to talk to and the want to not talk to anyone is real. Okay. Now, I totally get that. But I don't believe that people that are in that kind of state, in that kind of situation, are by themselves. And when you have people that know that you've been in that situation, they don't have to be the one to talk to people. There is somebody there that can be like, hey, such and such is reaching out to me. Can you just let them know that everything is cool? Or if it's not cool, whatever you want to say, but don't leave people out in limbo. You know what I'm saying? It's not fair to those that care. That's my thing. It's not fair to those that are reaching out in concern. Now maybe they sister didn't have. Maybe this. Okay, now the comments is kind of hot and heavy. Cause you check on your people. That's why you might. Oh, Kissy. I was about to say defend in public. Okay, this is Lovey. Defend in public, but have private conversations later. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Absolutely. Steph again. She says sometimes we have to love people where they are, but also remember to love on them. We can't let their attitude block us from doing what's on our heart. Absolutely.
Shout out to Stephanie. Oh, Stephanie?
Yes.
Oh, Lovey. Which one?
That was Stephanie.
Shout out to Stephanie, y'all.
Lovey. Yep. Lovey. She said it's just that simple. People tend to overcomplicate things. I totally agree.
I tell people, I think that's what make everything negative. I mean, you be all right until other people or you try to let other people into it.
Yeah.
And we be looking for validation from other people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't need nobody to validate nothing for me. Even us being sick, right? When I first had my stroke, this guy came to my bedside. He said, "Oh, you gonna be down for about 45 days."
He gave you a timetable?
I said, "Oh no, the hell I ain't." He's like, "Listen, nobody have a stroke like you and bounce back." I said, "I'm gonna be out here in the next 4 or 5 days." He said, "Nah, you had a stroke." You know what I mean? I was out the hospital in 8 days, and I was fully functional in 12.
Wow.
He like a lonely. He's just lonely. Look at him.
Kissy said the lawyer did reach out.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You
cool.
to my Kelly Price.
Yeah.
Lawyer, yeah.
The lawyer reached out.
I mean, she might have felt she had died and came back, right? The truth of the matter is, when that was probably her feeling alone. You know what I mean? Because even when Jesus died, he felt alone. You know what I mean? No matter what was going on, he felt it like he was alone until, you know.
Yeah.
Nobody heard what. After the resurrection, nobody heard from him though. He had a hell of a data plan because people be talking about, I talked to Jesus.
Okay, now this is good. My sister Talia said, sometimes people are just nosy, not always a legitimate concern.
That's 98% of the time.
I agree. No, 98 is high.
No, I mean most people nosy. Because that 2%, that's what help you.
Here's the thing, though. That may be true, but when you're talking about something like this, you don't have to give any details. You can hit her. Hey, I'm fine.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Yeah.
Even if you know their intentions is they're being nosy, all you gotta do is say, "Yep, I'm good," and leave it at that. Thank you for reaching out. You don't even have to say I'm good. You can just say thank you for reaching out, and
that be it. Thank you for reaching out. Good night. God bless. And walk off. Drop the mic. Thank you very much. Thank you. Be like Kevin Hart. Damn. I'm sorry.
Kizzy said, there you go, Miles. Keep your dirty laundry in the house.
Oh, yeah.
Now everyone in their family dynamics.
Most definitely.
Now everyone is in their family dynamics.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think the more, no matter what you're going through, I think it's best you keep it to yourself. It's just like anything else. If you have a cold, right? Or you have COVID, right? Mm-hmm. They say isolate yourself, right? That's the same way you need to do with your feelings a lot of times, the way you do with what you're going through a lot of times, because nobody even care. and nobody really can help. Majority of the times, you tell people like, "What's your problem?" And then if it's money, you be like, "He needed a loan." You know what I mean?
Right.
and if it's my lights cut off, he trying to stay in my house. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the best thing to do is just go through it and walk through it and make it better for yourself. A lot of times.
I agree, and I'll say this because there's only it's not even a handful. Well, maybe there's a handful of people that knows, the health issue I'm dealing with, and I didn't want to say anything, what I'm saying? I didn't want to put on Facebook, hey, y'all pray for me because I blah, blah. Because I don't want that. I don't want that energy. I don't want that attention. You know what I'm saying? Thank God. You know what I'm saying? Everything. You know what I'm saying? We on the right side of of it. So, and there was never any worry. But you know what I'm saying? It can come across where you are seeking attention. And you want that energy, and you want everybody to say, "Oh God, I'm praying for you," God. And you want the text, and you want the phone call. Everybody don't want that, and I'm definitely one of them. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm always the one. Hey, I'm checking on you. Everything good? You need anything? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I DoorDash you something in a second. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't want that. That's the I don't want. Right. Somebody, everything good, man. I'm praying for you.
What was the second? I hate that. I almost cussed.
It's not irritating.
It's irritating,
but it's like, dog. But I'm not dying though. I'm not dying. I promise you.
Listen, I hate when people be on Facebook like, "Hey y'all, pray for my family. Another family member died." Like, if anybody know about prayer, you better be specific.
The only time you don't have to, I don't want to say have to be specific, but there are times when you don't know what to pray. You don't.
Yeah.
You don't.
And you be sitting there crazy. Well, dear God, I pray that Capree cousin be okay. And then Capree cousin got a regular cold, and the other one is in the hospital for real. And I see you, the other one better like a mug.
Here's a quick prayer tip. When you don't know what to pray, just pray, Lord's will be done. That's it. When you don't have specifics, just say, Lord's will be done. And that's it. And that's it. Now, after you pray that, you have to live your life according to what you want the response to be. You can't say Lord's will be done and then you just go random just
What you said about random?
That you can't do. You just can't.
What you said about randoms? But I would say this though. So, okay, maybe that's me. Because somebody was like, pray for my family, right? And I did a prayer. I said, God, whatever ails my friend and her family, please heal them, right? Safely. I don't believe in quick recovery. I don't do that. Safely recover properly. Right? Yep. I did that, and I put done. Do you know she called me like, "There's no way in the world you prayed for my." I said, "You know what? Okay, I'm not praying for you. A one more time. Not a one time."
That's funny.
Anyway,
well, no, that's we'll end that conversation there. But I wanted to address the relational dynamic of how we deal with people in especially like in cases like this, because for a lot of people, COVID was a very private thing. Like, they didn't want to say if they had it. I don't really understand what was the thought process for people that didn't want to talk about them having it, but when word got out that certain people had it, you know what I'm saying? If they were treating it like top secret,
right? It got handled like top secret.
For the most part, but it's not fair to those that really cared.
Gotcha.
So I think moving forward, God forbid we don't ever have to deal with this again. But just in for anything, whether it's pneumonia or stroke or a heart attack, or
right.
You know what I'm saying? Let people be a blessing. And you don't have to shut people out just because you don't want them to know and you don't want them to. No. Let people who care, you know what I'm saying? Even if you think they're nosy, you don't have to give them no information. Just say, I'm good, thank you for reaching out. And that's the end of it.
God bless, good night. That's
the end of it.
Okay. Well.
Kissy said, respect people's choice though. Oh, for sure.
All day.
For sure.
All day.
For sure. But that goes into, you can respect their choice, but you don't necessarily know their choice if they're not speaking at all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Totally agree.
So they cannot speak at all, and I can still reach out and say, hey, you know what I'm saying? I've heard. I'm just checking to see if you're okay. You don't even have to say, yes, it's true. No, it's not. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But don't leave it out there dangling, and now you got people calling the police because you missing.
Right.
Like
some people like attention though. I bet she got a new single coming out called "Love Thy God." How watch it?
So next week, I guess we'll talk about R. Kelly, because the what I really want to talk about, I don't necessarily want to talk about his situation, but I want to talk about the R. Kelly in us, because everybody got a piece of R. Kelly in them. So
again, when you said piece of R. Kelly, are you talking about the urine part, or are you just talking about the livelihood of R. Kelly?
I'm talking about the trauma that he lived out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I totally agree. All right.
We will be back next week, same time, same place. Until next week, be good. If you're not going to be good, be careful. Peace.